Alrighty, so we are live here after 74 days. We are at the season finale of Padlock Season 3 Arcade with our lovely all-female final two. We have Allison and Macy Love here. So for those of you that are joining us that are neither in the jury nor pre-jury, I'm not sure if you know the format, or if you're in our viewing lounge, or if you're tuning in from the Facebook page, this is how tonight's format is going to work. Allison and Macy are each going to get 10 minutes max to do their opening speeches. Then our lovely 7 jury members, Angelica, Brady, Keisha, Slade, Tasha, Eric, and Colin are all going to come in one by one and give, hi Harper, give their take on the game. They will either ask questions, statements, a little bit of both. They'll each get 10 minutes. And then Allison and Macy will have 5 minutes each for closing statements. And then it will be time to vote and find out who is the winner of Padlock 3. With that being said, we have a really jam-packed night. We're going to get right into it. We are going to start with opening speeches. And like we had discussed prior, Allison, you are first. Let me set my timer just in case. Got this ready. All right, Allison, your 10 minutes starts now.
Hi, jurors. Before I begin, I would first just like to say that it has been a blast playing this game with all of you. A lot has happened within the past 74 days, and I'm not exactly sure how I could include everything I've done in this, but I'd like to say that I'm very glad to have met and connected with so many new people throughout my time playing Padlock 3. When entering the game, I wanted to play how I am used to playing by making the strongest alliance possible, winning as many competitions as possible, and being the most well-connected in my alliances so that when we all got to the end, it would be me that no one would want to send home. As you all know, this is not how I ended up playing, and for my longest org ever, I ended up playing in a way I've never played before and strategizing in ways I've never experienced. From night 1, I entered into an F2 with Polo, which I think a few of us jury members did as well. I also had an F3 with Eric and Slade. Slade was the first person I talked to, and we felt very good about our F3 with Eric and possibly us as an F2. Eric and I grew in closeness, and at some point early in the game, we also made an F2. By the time teams were picked, my 2 closest allies were both team captains, and ultimately I was on the team with my closest ally at the time, Polo. In that first week, I had convinced Polo that nobody ever throws the first competition in Big Brother and that he had to win, which he did. During this period of safety for me, Polo and I entered into an F3 with Colin, and that F3 meshed with my other F3 into be an F5 of Polo, Colin, Eric, Slade, and myself. While building my connections within that alliance, I also started to branch out, attempting to get acquainted with everyone well enough for them to not want to nominate me if they had won. In week 2, my alliance remained in power with Colin winning head of household. At the end of week 2, my alliance, however, was at the losing end of a 7-4 vote with O'Rear leaving. This was a scary moment and let me know that I needed to make stronger connections outside of my alliance because I had no idea that was going to happen. But at the same time, told me I needed to stick with my alliance because they were all ride or dies chilling on the losing end of a vote with me. In week 3, Slade was HOH, which meant another week of safety for me. During this week, it came out that there was an all-girls alliance that I was excluded from along with some other women. This allowed me to build connections with Becky, Keisha, and Angelica, who was included in that alliance but was upset when it got outed. At the same time, I also worked on building a connection with Brady, who was nominated and disliked by half of my main alliance. I also was able to build a strong relationship with Macy, using my knowledge of what came out in her diary room, and we also ended up making a final 2. Macy and I became part of an alliance with me, her, Becky, and Brady. And during week 3, I decided that I needed to play differently and allow my alliances to take over competition-wise because I felt I was spread too thin socially to make winning competitions worth it. So at the fast forward during that week, I threw to Eric knowing I would be safe and could push my own agenda, which I did, having him nominate Sim and Brady initially instead of Brady and Angelica, so both of them could stay and Sim would go, which he did. Week 4, Macy won head of household, so again, I was safe. She chose to nominate Polo and Colin. Upon veto being used, I pushed hard for Macy to not renominate Eric in hopes that my 2 main allies would stay safe. Polo went home this week, but it gave me a greater closeness to Keisha, who I had an alliance with Eric and Slade. And Polo's eviction strengthened my connection to Eric and Slade and eventually allowed me to make connections in the game that would take me further. Week 5, Keisha won the head of household and I was safe. This week, Becky was sent home unanimously despite attempts of others to keep her. During this week, I was able to fix my relationship with the remaining pink tulips, Angelica and Colin. I tried to paint myself as wanting to distance from Eric and Slade in order to gain their trust. And during week 5, I tried very hard to be close with Brady and Eric so that if either of them won, I would be safe. The ultimate goal there was that they would be fine with each other and willing to take out other people that would want me out other than the other person who was keeping me safe. In week 6, I knew that Eric had won the padlock. At this point, after Pola's eviction, Eric and I were very solid. I was able to convince Eric not to put up Brady and not even to renominate him. Brady ended up winning the veto, so this wasn't an issue anyway. The final nominees this week ended up being Angelica and Colin, who I had just put work in to get back into my circle. At this point, I knew it was best for me to keep Colin as we were closer and I felt higher up on his totem pole than I felt on Angelica's. Colin and I, during this week, made a final 2. In week 7, Keisha won HOH, and I knew that she was doing me and Brady. Eric was going to use the padlock on me, and I had convinced both Eric and Colin to evict whoever the renom was in order to keep Brady safe. Both me and Colin, as well as me and Eric, were looking to have something with Brady going forward. After Eric won POV and took me down and then ended up using the padlock on Slade, Macy was renominated, and I was still planning on evicting her in order to keep Brady safe. As eviction grew closer, Eric was hesitant about keeping Brady. I was nervous about the fact that Tasha wanted to keep Brady because I did not have a close relationship with her at the time. And I felt like if Brady was lying to me, that worst case scenario and him staying would be worse than the worst case scenario of Macy staying. So I allowed the votes to flip to being on Brady going home. Despite me originally wanting to evict Macy, we were able to mend our F2 relationship once again. In week 8, it was clear that I needed to start winning, which I did, and chose to nominate Keisha and Tasha. Keisha had previously nominated me, and I had heard that Tasha had intentions of nominating me. From my original F3, Keisha was working closely with Slade and Tasha. Keisha was working closely with Slade, and Tasha was working closely with Eric. So one of them leaving would level my playing field with my original final 3. Originally, I wanted Tasha to go home, but after talking to her about things I had heard that she had said, I believed it was better for my game and for the game of my closer ally, Eric, to keep Tasha. However, I still need to convince Slade and Keisha that she was a pawn, so Slade would not try his best in veto and Keisha would go home, which worked, and she ended up leaving. This also drew me closer to Tasha, so I entered into the final 6 with 4 3-person alliances: me, Tasha, and Eric, me, Colin, and Macy, me, Eric, and Slade, and me, Macy, and Slade. At the final 6, the second fast forward took place where Eric won the head of household. This meant that I was once again safe. He chose to put Macy and Colin, who, despite me having multiple alliances of 3 people, at this time was one of my 2 actual final 3s. I won the power of veto, and despite my closeness to Eric, I chose to use it in order to keep both Macy and Colin safe. I wanted Tasha to go up, however, Eric chose to nominate Slade, which ended one of my other actual final 3s, and he unfortunately went home, but I was able to keep 2 people in the game who were definitely taking me to final 2. In week 9, I again won head of household despite feeling like based on my connections, it would have been impossible for me to get 5th as I entered into the final 5 with 3 F2s. My main goal as HOH was to keep both Colin and Macy safe, but not ruin my relationship with whoever else would be joining us in the final 4. With that being said, I went to Tasha and talked to her about how the fast forward went down from my perspective and that Eric seemed to want her out but didn't want to do it himself. I was still hesitant about Tasha, but I saw Eric as being the one to beat. I chose to put up Macy and Tasha. If anyone besides Eric won the veto, he could be put up and sent home if I wanted that. But if he won the veto, I didn't lose his trust, and Tasha, who was also playing a great game and was my weakest connection in the house, would go home. Eric won the power of veto and didn't use it, and Tasha went home. In week 10, Colin won the head of household, and I won the power of veto. I had the sole vote to evict between Eric and Macy, 2 people I had final 2s with. At this point, every remaining person, I believe, was taking me to final 2, and it was time to make a move for my game only by evicting Eric, who was dominating the competition. I evicted Eric and entered into the final 3 with Macy and Colin. When I entered the final 3, I wanted to go F2 with Colin, and we were both taking each other. However, after feeling emotional for evicting Eric, I knew that if I made that move, I needed to keep that energy and make every move necessary in order to win. With that, I asked Macy to throw part 2 of the final HOH to me because I felt I had a better chance of beating Colin in part 3, which I did, and evicted him in order to remove another obvious potential winner. Overall, I attempted to socially dominate the house. As soon as I was nominated, I began to dominate competition-wise as well. I played a big part in evictions, deals, alliances, and personal connections. I was able to influence others and make sure as many people as possible felt like me staying was the best case scenario for their game. I was never a final nominee or had any votes cast against me. I was able to lead things in this game with my alliances and also make moves solely for myself in order to win. I would love to represent this amazing season, and I hope that I have proved that I deserve to win this game tonight.
Alrighty, thank you, Allison. With about a minute and a half to spare. All right, Macy, it is now time for your speech. And I'm going to start your time now.
Hello, everyone. So I'm nervous. Bear with me. Okay. I wrote this down, and I might have to yell at somebody in the middle of this, but just bear with me. Okay. Hi, family. And I say family because that is what I mean, not house guests. I'm not trying to get votes by being sappy, but I did need to voice this to y'all. I started this game at a low point, like in my life. I was just having, one of those low points. I was in a new town with no friends and honestly pretty sad. This game and you people put so much life back into me. Whether it was pretend fighting with Eric in the living room, making stupid videos to try to get y'all laugh, or late night conversations, I deeply appreciate you all. And thank you times a million, production. Because of this game, I have a handful of new friends. I love you all, even if all of you don't love me. Now, down to the nitty gritty. My speech is not going to be as good as Allison's. Props to you, Allison. But I'm just going to tell y'all what I feel like you need to know about my game. So I know a few of you think that I floated to get here. And from a jury perspective, I see that. But the moment I got put on the block the first time, I knew it would be an uphill battle and I would have to fight to stay. Week 1, I was nominated by Polo against Shad. Okay, I didn't have to fight much to stay that week. But week 2, I was nominated again by Colin and put against O'Rear. I thought my fate was sealed in the game. I thought that I would be going home then, and it would be done. For those of you that have played a Big Brother game before, I feel like there's that token person who's on the block the first few rounds because it's a safe move, and then they go home because they were the token person. Well, that's what I knew was going to happen to me, so I had to dig deep and find my niche. Back-to-back nominations meant that I had to change my strategy. Going into the game, I didn't plan on playing how I played. I didn't plan on getting nominated back to back to back to back to back. I know I was safe a few weeks, but it felt like I was on the block every freaking week. So back to like people thinking, and I might just be putting words into people's mouth, but thinking that I might have floated to get here. I would have been an absolute fool to try to win comps after being nommed back to back. And you might be saying, like, why? Like, what's the thought process behind that? But if I was winning all these comps and sitting on the block, if I were any of you, I'd be like, okay, we got to get this person out. They're a killer. So I had to change that strategy. And I'm not saying I could have won all these comps because there's definitely some that I was like, screw that. But I definitely didn't try hard because I couldn't try hard for my game for me to be safe and make it here. I had to lay as low as possible while relying on my social game to secure my votes weekly. I've said it before, but I do thank a lot of you for fighting side by side with me to stay here and get those votes. Because there was times where up until probably like the last hour that I would have been going home. To touch on a few of my relationships in this game. So I got put on a team with Keisha, Tasha, Brady, Jess. Jess and I had played one game before, but we weren't allies, so we wanted to work closely with each other. That didn't last too long. Jess fought her ass off for me to stay here, and I appreciate her for that. But it did. During that time, I started to get word that somebody on my team didn't like me, but it's fine. So it did push me closer to 2 other members on my team to where we had a solid alliance going. I'm not even going to talk to y'all about my diary room that I posted in the wrong place. You all know. Anyways, so I definitely got very close to Brady and Tasha, and I wanted us to be like at the end together, and I had their back, even though sometimes I questioned it. I like to play a loyal game, and I know some of the things that I've done in the house, you might say that it's not loyal, but I feel like mainly I have stayed loyal. So during the puzzle competition, I did Allison's puzzle first, and she hopped on call with me right after that and went off. Why did you do my puzzle? Well, you just voted me out the last round. That's why I did your freaking puzzle. After that, we became close friends and established an F2, and that was the first F2 that I established. One of us is sitting here with our F2. No shade. Anyways, so from then on, I don't know, I had a really strong relationship with Allison. Even though it's been rocky, there's been a couple times our F2 broke up, but always from my side, I'm like, this is who I'm going to end up at the end of the game with. And we're here together, thankfully, even though it didn't go as I imagined it going. I've made a lot of decisions to help further us, but not all of my decisions. Like me lying to Allison, whatever, about evicting Polo. I had to do that for my game. I would be stupid to have kept Polo after he had put me on the block and then he was the first person to do my puzzle. No matter what Polo said to me, like, I would have been leaving. So anyways, I'm off track a little bit. But just to wrap this up, I have one word for my game, and it is survivor. I've been on the block the most times. I survived the block the most times. I won the competitions that I had to win to get here, and here I am. I don't know, and I'm against a badass bitch here, so I can't imagine how hard this is going to be, but I love you all, and thank you.
All right, thank you, Macy. Thank you both. As we have just concluded our opening speeches, it is now time for the jury questioning to begin. I believe we have Angelica backstage, front stage now. So,
Hi.
Angelica, I know you're at work. Thank you so much for joining us, but you have 10 minutes, so I'm going to start your
I'm
timer.
not using 10 minutes.
All right.
I don't have 10 minutes. I got about 5 minutes, guys. I'm sorry. This is real easy. I know who I'm voting for. I think most of the jury does. So you got an uphill battle here, Macy. Why do you deserve my vote? I don't see how you were on the block 8 times. I feel like this game happened to you. I love you both, but I think it's just so obvious. I think we all have a lot of questions, but I am the first one. I'm not going to ask they're coming. They're coming for you. So I'm just going to ask about me. Why would you deserve my vote?
I honestly don't know if I deserve your vote. I want your vote, but I don't know if I deserve it.
That's it then. That's it then. You got to fight for it. You're going to have to fight for every single vote here. There were certain situations. Allison, I think you were exactly right that you cutting Eric was exactly what you needed to do. We were waiting for you to do it. And when you did it, you sealed your fate. You won the game right there. I'm pretty sure. So I think you could have sat next to Colin. You could have sat next to anybody. You won the game when you cut Eric. Macy, if you don't think you deserve my vote, I mean, it's nothing personal. I love you, but this is what it is.
Then I got interrupted, but it's fine. That's fine.
I know. You gotta fight for it. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.
Hi, good to see you. You okay?
That was
okay?
What? Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Well, thank you, Angelica. So we are going to move into, I have to restart my timer. So we are going to move into Michael Brady, who I'm going to see if he's backstage.
You get Barrett for a few seconds. I'm sorry.
For a few seconds. There we go. There we go. All right, Brady, I'm going to start your timer. You got 10 minutes.
Look what we have here. What's up? Hey, Allison. Hey, Macy. You guys both should be proud of yourselves. I mean, this was 90 days. This was such a long ass experience. And I feel like I've been out of the game forever and you guys have still been playing. So no matter how this goes tonight, just keep your head high. You both did really good. And obviously, I both like you guys a lot. But I'm going to get into some questions. Allison, first up is you. Well, I guess I should start off by telling you something. I've actually So I came into the game. I've had a girlfriend for about 6 months.
Brady, I don't care. It's fine.
He hates you.
Okay, I just want to see what happened there. I don't have, but no, Allison, my question for you is, so how much did you use like manipulation and deception in your game? And like on a scale of 1 to 10, and why?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I accidentally manipulated people more than I did it with intent. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna give myself a 5 because I did have a lot of F2s, and obviously I'm only here with one person tonight. But most of those F2s came to me. They were like, hey, do you want to be F2? And I'm like, I can't tell this person, no, I already have one with Eric. You know what I mean? So it wasn't my intention to manipulate people, but I just made so many good connections. It just happened naturally.
Okay, awesome. Macy, so obviously KO crew, way to represent. We needed someone here, so I feel a little proud that you're here. Okay, this doesn't have any factor in my decision, but I'm just curious. Like, did Allison actually tell you that I told her about Keisha's plan to get rid of Eric? That whole fight, was that real? Like, Allison told you that?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
and we disagreed.
Damn it, Allison.
We never agreed on this.
We
So
didn't
that's
agree.
and Macy will tell you that too. We never agreed on that. I told her that.
Allison
no.
did, at least in my ears, Allison did tell me.
Maybe after it happened, not before.
Oh, but yeah.
It's okay.
I was telling
Okay.
you the truth the whole time.
No, I know.
Right.
Yeah. No, Macy, you're good people. But I do think like part of what Angelica was saying is kind of true. Just in the sense that like you do have to like fight, right? Like this is your uphill battle, and I want to give you a chance to kind of give your like side of the story. So my question for you is kind of what would you say is like your biggest move this season that you made, and how did that leverage you getting here and help you more than anyone else?
So I don't really, I think that my biggest move of the season hurt me more than anything else. Unfortunately, it was towards the beginning, with my tie vote to evict Polo. I think that it drew quite a bit of lines in the sand for the whole house, and unfortunately those lines like fell against me. And so I kind of had to work my ass off to mend things. It did not work at all with Eric, but it did work with Allison, and like we repaired our F2. But and I don't know, I've had to play like a lot in the background because, like I said in my main speech, like with how many times I was going up on the block, I couldn't like fight my ass off and win like all the competitions, because as soon as anybody had the slightest opportunity to kick me out of the game, I would have been gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if I would have won every single competition, I wouldn't have to worry about that. But the way Big Brother works is if you're HOH one week, you can't be HOH the next week. And that would have been the perfect opportunity to just say, bye, like we're getting rid of this threat. So I had to just fall back, like, and then rely on my like behind the scenes. I would say like I'm manipulated some people, but I did like, I'm not proud of like not getting a ton of blood on my hands, but I was like, in my opinion, decently honest with people. I played like as loyal as I could, and at the end of the day, I feel really good about the game that I played.
You should. You should feel good about it, like seriously, like, and this is my vote's not decided. I mean, I don't know if everyone's is. I don't think that's the case. I think there's people that want to hear you guys both out tonight, but no matter what happens, like you guys played completely differently, but you both like did it your way. And Macy, like going on the block as many times as you did, like that's exhausting, and to still be at the end and survive all the times, like there's something to say for that. So just remember everything you've done. Remember, just stay true to yourself like you have this whole time. You'll be good. Allison, you played an awesome game from start to finish, and you guys both deserve to be here. I'm happy for both you guys, and good luck tonight. All right, have fun with it. Just have fun. It's just
Brady.
It's fun. It's fun.
Thank
Okay,
you.
see you guys.
Bye.
That was much more pleasant than Angelica's. Oh my god.
All right. Well, thank you, Brady. I think Barrett did a little bit of a slip there, but sneak peek, we have our next jury member number 3, Keisha. You got 10 minutes.
Hi, ladies. Okay, so I want to say that I am one of the people who definitely want to hear both of you out, and so I'm listening to all the questions, and I listen closely to your openings. I want to hear your closings. And first, I just want to say big congratulations to both of you for making it to the final two. You did something the rest of us didn't do, and so no matter who wins, big kudos to both of you. So I want you to both to keep your head held high throughout this entire questioning and even after, because you both are rock stars for making it to the final two. I'm so proud of both of you. And similar to Brady, Macy, yes, I'm very happy that you're representing Team KO in the final. So yay for that. So I have a question for both of you, and then I have maybe some individual questions if there's time. But first, for both of you, I want to hear who was your most trusted ally in the game, and why was that person your most trusted ally? I recognize that you might have had more than one and more than one alliance and those things, but who would you consider your most trusted ally and why?
Who do you want me to go first? Or?
Sure, Allison, you go.
My most trusted ally in the game was Eric. Me and Eric just really hit it off night one, and he was someone who I told literally everything to. So every mess I ever made, Eric knew about it, and I feel like he did the same thing with me. So it was like impossible to not trust him.
Okay, thank you. Macy?
While Brady was here, he was my most trusted ally. I felt like I could tell him whatever and we could talk about whatever and it wouldn't get out to the rest of the house. But also, like, I felt like that with Allison as well, even though sometimes I questioned that. And whenever she was choosing to either vote to evict me or Colin, I was like, I might be going home right now, even though we had just talked about us going to final two together. So, I mean, that's kind of where I laid with that.
Okay. So next question is for Allison. Allison, I know in your opening you talked about when it was time for my eviction and feeling as though you were duping me because you didn't want somebody to and you mentioned this too in your goodbye speech, you didn't want me to feel as though like I needed to fight or whatever to stay. I knew the whole time I was leaving when I was nominated, right? So I didn't feel duped. But also, I want to know why you felt the need to not be honest, even though it was very clear I was going to go home. Even if you wanted to wait till after veto, I get that. For whatever reason, if I won veto and I came off, you wanted to give the impression, oh, I never wanted you to go home. I completely understand that from the game point. But 2 minutes before it's time to go into the meeting, when you know you're going to be in that meeting where you know if you have to break the tie, you're going to be evicting me, or you know already that other people have already told you they're going to vote to evict me. Why, when I ask you what the plan is and what's going on, did you feel as though you could not be direct with me in terms of your vote as a person-to-person, friend-to-friend in the game, when it didn't make a difference in terms of how the game went at that point?
Honestly, I would I'm not even trying to say this for you, that was probably my biggest regret in the game because it truly was just unnecessarily messy. I think at that point in the game, I was playing too much for other people. I wasn't at the point where I was ready to make moves for myself. So I wasn't really confident in owning it. So even Slade, you say that you knew the whole time you were going. You were going the whole time, yes, but it was only because it was what I wanted. Macy and Colin and Eric were all going to vote however I wanted. So if I wanted to flip on Tasha, it easily could because Slade would have evicted her and so would Macy and Colin have. So it was mostly just for Slade, but it was unnecessarily messy. And I think I just wasn't confident enough in my game at the time to own it.
Okay, thank you. And Macy, I'm watching the time here. I know, and we talked about this a little bit in the game, but we didn't go into a lot of detail. And just because you mentioned it a little bit in your opening, why did you feel as though you had to believe other people's version of my truth in terms of how I felt about you instead of what I told you myself in terms of you referenced somebody on your team didn't like you early on. I don't know where, and I do know where that came from. We've talked about it in jury. And it was made up. And so why did you feel as though you wanted to believe someone else telling you, oh, this person doesn't like you, without any context to it, without anything happening between us, any reason for that to be the case that then caused this, I think, divide to grow between us, where I think we still had, a decent relationship in the game, but I do feel as though that made it so that it was hard for us to work together because you had received that information. I know you told me in the game too, you asked me about it and I told you it wasn't true, but I don't think you believed it. So I'm just curious to know what it was from my perspective and your perspective in the game, being on the same team, that you chose to believe other people constantly when they were purposely trying to cause this divide between us that absolutely worked. I'm just curious to know why you chose to believe them and their lies over my honest conversations with you.
I honestly, like, just because I heard it from multiple people and I thought it was weird, like, hearing the same stuff from multiple people that I, like, assumed, and I shouldn't have assumed anything, that it, like, had to have been more factual. And I honestly didn't really, like, part of me believes you, but also, like, I know you are a smart ass bitch, and you're not a bitch, you know what I mean. You're smart as hell.
Yeah.
And you, I said it in your goodbye message, like, you have played this game so freaking calculated. And so in my head still, I was like, Keisha's just telling me this, like, just so we can, like, get on the right page. And then I think after that conversation, you did put me on the block, and I did feel very blindsided because everything felt calculated to me. And so just, like, the way things were adding up, like, made it seem like in my head that, like, this was the truth.
Right. And I think that was, like, for me, that was day 60 when you had to go on the block, where that was obviously I had to put half the house on the block at that point, right? Yeah. But we're talking about day, like, 3 when you were told that I didn't like you for some reason and you believe it. That's where I'm just trying to understand, like, those type of things where it was like the first 2 weeks of the game. And it's like there's no real explanation for it. I'm just curious where that came from, because you came to me more than once, and I do appreciate, and we talked about this, that you at least came to me with sometimes information that people gave you. But I feel like even after I talked to you, you didn't believe it. And the reason I'm asking you, not because Keisha, the person, is like, oh my God, I can't believe it, but because I think that affects your game and it affected my game in terms of our ability as a team to work together and your ability to then also connect socially with everyone, because that affected my ability to talk to other people about whether or not to work with Macy, trust Macy, everything else, because that impacted that, right? And so that's why I'm asking that question. And like I said, I absolutely think both of you played a different game, but played great games. And so I don't want to say that because I think that takes away from your whole game or anything like that. I just ask it because it is a very interesting thing. And you're not the only person. We've talked about this on Jury with everybody in all the different ways that people chose to spread rumors and things on purpose to cause divisions. And I'm just curious how that affected both of you. And in both ways, I think both of you were impacted by what I consider to be, or both of you and me were impacted with what I consider to be dishonesty within the game, whereas I try to play the game without as much dishonesty as possible, unless it's because of strategic reasons. And so I, again, applaud both of you. Good luck with answering questions. I'm listening because I really do want to make sure I make the best decision I can with this vote. And unlike some people, I'm not 100% on where I'm going with my vote. So good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, Keisha. We are about halfway through into the jury. Let's bring in jury number 4, Slade.
Hello, ladies. Okay, I have a generic question that I want you to answer first, and then we'll get into the tea. First, I play these games I find how everyone's role is in the narrative. What do you think your role is? Give me like a storybook fantasy archetype. Are you the young princess, the evil stepmom? What are you? Macy, you go first.
Like, I don't know. I'm afraid to freaking say anything after Angelica.
Don't worry, Macy. Don't be apologetic. Come here. Like, be a bad bitch. Okay. What were you?
I don't know. I just felt like a character that, like, kept on getting stabbed every time and then getting right back up. Like, you couldn't.
So a Cinderella almost.
Sounds good to me. I was gonna say like a troll under a bridge or something, but I like Cinderella.
But see, hold on, Macy. That's what you're gonna cost yourself the win here.
I'm not saying
you're not a troll under the bridge. You're a surviving princess who won back-to-back losses. Used her social game to get herself off the block. Use that time off the block to bounce back, win a HOH, and get to the end.
Yeah.
You played great, Macy. Don't be apologetic about it. That's not even my real question. Allison, what do you think your role is?
Well, now I'm scared to say my answer because she's Cinderella. I was going to say, like, Ursula.
Okay, why Ursula?
I think that's fitting.
I don't know, because she was real cute at first, then she turned into like a jealous sea witch, and that was kind of me.
Okay. Allison, did you vote me out?
Yes, I did. I told you that in your goodbye message.
Why did you sit at my goodbye and bawl your eyes out when you were sending me home?
Because I was really upset. Honestly, I was mostly really upset with Eric because I did not, like, he told me he was going to do you, but I was like, he's not really going to fucking do Slade right now. He's not going to do that. And then he did it. So I was like, Eric doesn't care about me. I have to send home Slade or Colin right now. So it was hard. I was upset.
Okay, great. I loved every moment of this game, and I did not cry until Allison, your goodbye message said, "I'm hard to trust." That hurt me really hard. What did you mean by that?
I didn't like.
I was always honest. Allison, you were my final two. I never lied to you. I told you the truth. I was so with you. It's insane. So what was hard to trust?
I think my thing was me and Eric compared notes a lot. So I knew that you also had a final two with him.
But you already knew that. I told you.
I know you did. But I felt like yours with him was more genuine because we didn't talk that much, and I also had other connections. So I felt like you and me just weren't really endgame. Like I just really didn't believe that it was like that. Because even like we just sometimes we would have really long conversations, but sometimes we like wouldn't talk at all for like the entire day.
That's just me. I would log in. We would talk because I'd prioritize you, and that's not fair that you never gave me the opportunity to defend myself against that. And you're extra wrong for letting me be blindsided by the vote out when you sent me home. You're extra wrong. How was that not unnecessarily messy?
It wasn't necessarily messy. I guess I should have told you that I was evicting you. I'm sorry.
Right now, this is head versus heart. I think you should, as human beings, vote for the moral. And if you feel that it's necessary, I'm walking in wanting Macy to win. You still can get my vote, Allison. I just want you to know on a real personal level, you really hurt me. You really hurt my feelings. You and Eric both really, really hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Macy, confident, Cinderella story. Now get in here and fucking own it, okay? That is all I have to say. Yes.
Would you still want to be friends after this? Because I do.
I need a little more time. Okay. I need more. I want to get out of this so that we can talk about it. That matters to me
more than your vote is the thing. You can vote for Macy.
I do still. I do still fucking like you, bitch. But I'm hurt, and we got to talk about it. And same thing to Eric, because I don't think Eric's thought that I've been yelling at him all in jury. I'm just trying to figure it out. Okay. That's all I gotta say. Wes, Macy.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing. And just like, I mean, this isn't like another push. I mean, it kind of is another push to get your vote. But like, I appreciated how like much you had my ass in the game. And like, I can't lie. And I was like a little bit conflicted in the last vote, but I was like, Slade's had my back this whole freaking game. And so I don't know. I had
knew he was going to. So.
Macy was loyal to me though.
Okay. But she also knew you were going.
I have a lot to weigh. I still do adore you both. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to go get baked and watch the rest of these. Your answers matter. Your answers matter to me. Okay?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Slade. Next up, we have juror number 5, Tasha.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You both look beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You really do. Allison, I always appreciated dressing up with you and talking about dressing hot to get to each comp or each live, whatever. And Macy, you're just like, I think you're the prettiest girl. You definitely have the best photo, I think, of everybody. So yeah, you both look gorgeous.
We love you, Tasha. You're beautiful.
Yes.
So I have just the same question for both of you guys. Could you tell me your favorite strategic move move and your favorite social move. Like, what are your favorites for both?
Do you want to go first, Macy, or me?
Either one. Yeah, Macy, go ahead.
I honestly and like I said, in my opening speech, Allison and I definitely played different games, but I really I love so much linking up with Allison. And I think this is kind of strategic and social because Allison was connected to the people that I wasn't super connected to. Like the week that I won HOH, she kind of orchestrated this group between me, Polo, Eric, and her, to which lasted a whole week because I voted to evict Polo and then I left the group chat, which hysteric off. But I do think that was my big social and strategic for
your
my
favorite. Your favorite for your own
and
game.
I love getting to know Allison too. We've had great talks, and I feel like she's one of my great friends now. And so if I come out this game with just a great friend, and I consider you a good friend too. I love you. But I'm very happy with that. I've made great friends, and I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously not great at this. People are saying how I should be doing things left and right here, but I mean, this is me, so. And I don't know, that was my favorite. And Allison and I weren't always on the same page, but I know she loves me no matter what. And yeah, that was
all right.
It for me.
Awesome, thank you.
My favorite strategic move, honestly, is going to have to be evicting Eric because it was 100% head and 0% heart, which is not how I played this game at all up until then. My favorite social move, I would say, is creating an F2 with Colin because at the time that I created that F2 with him and we grew in closeness, I really needed him. And he was someone who always was I'll vote however you want. If this is what you want, they all have to go eventually, so it doesn't matter the order. And I feel socially, he was exactly what I needed at the time when I needed it.
Makes sense. All right, thanks, guys. That's it from me. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Tasha. We are now going to move into juror number 6. It's Eric.
Hi, girly.
Oh my gosh. Hi, girls. First of all, you both look gorge tonight. Obsessed with you both. Congratulations on getting here. Just a couple quick things to say. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Allison, I want so bad to be a bitter bitch girl, but I can't because you played the fuck out of this game. And as soon as you voted me out for 2 minutes, I was like, I'm upset. And then later I was like, you know what? She did that. She did what she had to do. I feel like other people on the jury are a little bit bitter at the moves that you made because you did have a lot of really strong social connections. And I do feel like people feel hurt by that. But girl, we were besties and you cut me. And I'm sitting here rooting for you still, so they can too. But I mean, they can make up their own choices. But keep your head held high, girl. I know people are a little upset, but that's part of the game. You got to do what you got to do. Macy, people have been telling you what to do all night on the jury, telling you to own your game, et cetera, et cetera. But you also killed the game. You were on the block how many fucking times, and you're still sitting here in final 2. I don't know how many times I tried to get you on the block so you'd leave. I was like, she's got to go. No, nothing against you. Love you dearly. I think you're lighthearted, quick wit in the living room chat or the house chat made this game what it was. So
I'm very thankful that you understood most of it, as some other people probably didn't. But I had you.
Girl, I was always giggling. So I think you did great too. So I feel like you've both gotten an earful one way or another. So just keep your heads high. This is a long ass game, so you should both be really proud of yourselves. I got no hard feelings either way towards either of you. I just have one quick question. What, and I don't care who goes first, so y'all can decide, but what would you each say is the biggest mistake you made in this game? And why? And how'd you recover?
Bitch, I did nose goes, motherfucker. You're gonna.
I didn't see it. Hey, I had to go first the last time. I'll go. It's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I've brought up this situation a couple times now, but like, it's hard to say if this, actually I have two. People are probably like, don't say that. Oh, well, you know, I'm playing this how I want to play it. My first one was probably not being as social as I should have been in the very beginning, because I think it could have prevented me from being on the block back to back times. And I know I wasn't on the block that many, like, back-to-back times. I was on the block, like, the majority of the game. If I would have been more social at the beginning, maybe I wouldn't have gotten nommed by Polo. Instead, it would have been someone else, and then maybe I wouldn't have been the repetitive nom. But that's just like a what if kind of thing. Another thing is the tiebreaker vote was rough, and I think that it damaged my game in a lot of ways, because I think that you and I could have had a stronger relationship if I wouldn't have done that. But also, after getting not like put on the block twice, it made it a little bit more difficult for me to trust people. And so even though Polo was singing all these like sweet nothings to me, and Allison wanted me to believe it, you wanted me to believe it, like Polo wanted me to believe it, like in my chest, I was like, girl, he's already proven once that he is not trustworthy, like, don't do it. And so, like, I had to do what I thought was best for my game, even though it did, like, hurt my relationship with quite a few people.
Girl, sorry, I'll let you answer in just a second, but getting Polo's ass out of here was one of the baddest moves of the game.
Imagine if he was here at the end.
I mean, he would have steamrolled us all. Like, I knew he had to go eventually. I love Polo. If he's watching this, Polo, I was obsessed with you. But getting him out of here was a badass move, girl. So good job. Props to you. Allison, your turn.
I would say my worst move is just like, I kind of already talked about this with Keisha and a little bit with Slade. There was a period of time where I was just like unnecessarily messy. I was playing my game. We were playing a game together, honestly, you and me, Eric. So I was scared to be like, yeah, I own this move. Like, so I was scared of everything. I felt like I was playing it safe, and I wasn't ready to be honest about my moves. And then it came off as messy and rude.
Fair. Well, I think it says something that you were sitting in the Final Four and you were going to risk like all three of us being bitter at you because we were all going to take you to the Final Two. So like, I think that is really impressive. And while people are like maybe upset about that, I think it shows that you played a badass game. So I got nothing else. I feel like my vote's pretty locked, but I'm still going to be listening to what you'll have to say. Really drive it home in your closing statements. Do what you want to drive it home in your closing statements. Like, own your games in the best way that you can. Love you both. Can't wait to talk to both of you after this game. See you all later.
All right. Thank you so much, Eric. And now we are on to the final juror number 7. It's Colin.
Am I okay? Am I buzzing? Hi, whatever. Don't worry. It's fine. I feel okay. I know where I was now. After hearing a lot of this, it's really cute. Understanding where exactly I sat with all of you. So, like, I'll start with Macy because, like, you're the one I took notes on, because originally I, like, really, really believed in you. And, like, you, like, are a fighter. You came from the bottom. You fucking, like what Slade said, you had a Cinderella story, and you really had an opportunity to really show that. And baby, like, you really didn't. And, like, the way that I left yesterday, I want you to know that I was sitting there with Nicole, just my friend, nobody else's friend in this cast. But she and I, like, I was so mad for like 2 or 3 hours, and I was like, Macy needs to win. Like, she's gonna win, and she's gonna fucking talk, because you and I have had calls, and I know petty Macy, and I love her, and I just don't know why I didn't see her tonight. And that's like confusing, and like I'm kind of disappointed, and I just kind of want to. I have 2 questions for you, but the first one's nice, and the last one is kind of a little bit shady, but not like too shady. Don't get scared. But I just want to know, like, why you're not fighting so hard. Is there like a reason? Like, what's going on with you tonight? Because like I really want to see like more from you, to be honest.
I mean, I'm just like I don't know. I'm not good at like you're a beast at talking and speeches and stuff. I'm not great at it. I never have been. I don't pride myself in that. I don't know. I've just been like, I wanted to be like happy and positive about this, and a lot of people have been a little bit shitty. And like, if that's the way that they want to be, then that's the way that they can be. But like, I'm not trying to be sad girl all night, like, and like be mean to people. And like, I don't know. And I know you're not asking me to be mean. You're just like asking me to just like, I don't know.
I want you to. What I'm asking you, babe, is I want you to own it, because like as much as you like, that's all like pretty and perfect. Like it looks nice and it feels nice at the end to be like, oh, we're a big happy family and this is just the end and somebody wins out of me or Allison. But like, you could win. Like you could have won. And like, I will still vote for you. I am like 90% sure that I'm voting for you, but I want you to know that I entered this like 99.9999. And like, it's just not like, I wanted you to like fight for yourself, not like to diss Allison or to fight against her. I wanted you to fight for Macy. And like, you really had an opportunity. You played an amazing game. And I would like to give you like 30 seconds to like, can you summarize your game in 30 seconds about like how amazing it was? Like, please try.
Thank you. I don't know. I just like I said, like in my opening statement, I feel like I'm a survivor. I feel like I have played like and this like doesn't look good to you because I've probably lied to you the most in the game, even though like, I don't know. I just like, I felt good with you, but you and I were on the outs like a lot of the game. And so we were in the same exact position. You were working on the same relationships I was working on. You were telling these exact same things that I was telling people to the same like people to get where I had to be. And it just so happened that Allison chose to take me. And I'm not. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably not
Well,
like
you know, maybe go try it. But I have another question. It's just like one last little question because my mom, Jessica, she's been undermentioned in this finale. Hi, Mom. But before she left, I was informed that you had a final 2 with her. And then you mentioned your first final 2 and you didn't say the name Jessica. So I was just wondering if like you omitted that from your speech by accident or if you like purposefully lied to Jessica. I'm like curious about that.
No, if Jess would have stayed here, we definitely like I would have planned on that, but it was a very short-lived situation and I did credit her like for like the reason that I like she was like a huge reason. I like don't 100% put it on anybody that I stayed here except for myself because that's what I believe. But like she was a huge reason that I got that vote. And I don't know, if she would have stayed here, it would have been a definite like a total different situation. But like I said, it was very short-lived and yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, Macy. I really believe in you. I really thought going in tonight like you had this. So I don't know where everything's going tonight, but never like shit on yourself. I will see you so soon. I love you so much. No shade for lying to me. I lied to you too.
I know you did. I know you did. Like I said, we said like a lot of the same lies to each other, but yeah.
I don't know how much time do I have left. Whatever, it's fine. So Allison, this is so weird. Like I don't even want to like look at you right now. Like I'm so pissed off with you, and like I don't like the okays and the yeps. Like it's just kind of like I would really like just appreciate like a cold stare from you. Like just like a cold listen would be really cute. But like I get it. And like what the jury has said, like I totally get it. And they're so right. Like you really manipulated everybody and you did it really well. And from like the level that you manipulated others, I understand where they're coming from. But from me personally, it felt a little extra and a little bit like manipulative, like emotionally. Like we made promises we didn't need to make, babe. Like I literally would pinky promise you, but like it's been snapped off because you know when somebody breaks your pinky promise, like it comes off. Like you are the first girl to ever like I've never like that really fucking hurt me. And I'm not going to come at you like I came at you yesterday because that was a little spicy and I will apologize for that. It probably came off a little bit too much at the time. But I was so mad because I'm hurt. and my feelings are hurt. I don't hate you, but I'm also really sad because I don't know if we're gonna ever sit the same, and that hurts really hard for me, to be honest. And I know it's just an org, and like, I don't know. I hope like the engraved padlock was worth it for you, but that's all. I'm probably gonna vote away. I didn't want to vote, but I'm gonna have to. But Allison, out of respect, sorry, I thought that was host. It was jury. Out of respect, I will give you a chance to respond. I don't want to be a dick like I was last night, so I'll give you a chance to, if you have anything to say.
I mean, did you watch my goodbye? I think you did, based on what you said when you first got here.
I may have.
Okay. I totally get where you're coming from. I mean, I kind of feel like there's nothing I can say to convince you. But like every personal conversation we had was personal. Like honestly, Colin, the only reason I even had the strength to send you was because of all the strength that you gave me to send Eric. Like, so it was just a move. Like, it was not like dude, yesterday after you went off on me, I fucking sat at the table with my family and I cried. I told Macy I felt fucking sick. Like, I felt disgusting. Like, just, and not even because I didn't even care about the things you said to me. I don't care. I cared that you felt like that the things that we said to each other weren't true. That's what I cared about. I cared that you wouldn't want to be my friend. So I don't know if there's anything I can convince you of that, but I fucking love you. I have so much love and respect for you. I want to be your friend. It's not worth the fucking padlock to me. If you know what I mean. And no offense, I kind of do feel like I made the right decision, because I feel like if I evicted Macy, she probably wouldn't have voted for me either, but she wouldn't have taken it personally. So it hurts me that it's personal, but it's not personal at all, Colin. I fucking love you so much.
I have one note for you, and it's so funny because it says, do you remember when Angelica said the first fucking speech of this finale said that you would have beaten Colin anyways? And that's what I'm saying, is like, you could have fucking kept me and taken me anyways, and I would have lost. I have no qualms about that.
Colin, you told me all the time you were going to beat me. You told me so. You said on call, and you were like, I'm confident I can beat you. You know you said that, baby. You know you did.
Don't.
You know you sat there on call with me and said, I'm confident I can beat you. You know you said that, and you told me you had Angelica's vote no matter what. You told me Tasha was voting for me under any circumstances.
Yeah. And then I met
and
them in the jury chat, and I read what they had been saying, and that's not fucking true. So I was just cocky and incorrect. But you were cocky.
Neither of us know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm losing the plot right now. But your whole speech was about how you knew that you were going to win the whole time. So, like, I'm sorry that you were scared of me, but
I don't think I said that in my speech, but I knew I was going to win the whole time.
I didn't really appreciate the little end bit of this. I was going to vote for you, but I'm...
Alrighty, so I hate to interrupt, but Colin, thank you so much. Your 10 minutes are up. And with that being said, Allison, Macy, you all just survived some very good questions from our lovely 7 jury members. We are now going to move into closing speeches. Like I had said prior to starting, we're going to flip it. So Macy, you are up first, and you have 5 minutes. But again, don't have to use all of them.
That was literally exhausting. Allison, I love you. Like, we're going to be fine. Some people, I swear, dude. And like, I don't have 5 minutes worth of stuff, so I might just pop off right now. Like, Colin wants me to, whatever. I don't know. People, y'all can shit on me however you want to, say whatever you want to about me. I know who I am. You can say what you want to say. And a lot of people have things that they want me to say right now, which y'all have made it very abundantly clear. I'm really like only adding one person, Angelica. But so, and I know like this could be make it or break it for me, but like I said, like I've been saying what I wanted to say during this, and I'm just gonna keep on doing it. If you want to vote for someone who has more comp wins and who has made more connections in this game, then you know who you're gonna vote for. If you want to vote for someone who has stayed more loyal in this game, and I do believe, like Allison, I feel like you can agree that like the people who I've said that I was going to be loyal to, I have been loyal to in this game, as much as I could. and somebody who has fought their ass off week after week to be here, then you know how you are going to vote. I still love you all, no matter how you have been tonight. Okay, on to Allison.
I didn't know if Barrett was going to let me in. All right, Allison, it is now time for your closing speech. You have 5 minutes.
Okay. So in this game, I've been able to spread myself socially, influence the decisions of others, evictions, deals, alliances, and the game as a whole. When I needed to win and make moves for myself, I was able to do that, eliminating those who I viewed as playing some of the best games this season. I was never a final nominee or had any votes cast against me. I'm really proud of myself and of Macy. I'm proud of myself for how I played this game because I am the person, and I've told it to so many people on this cast, I'm the type of person who I will lose to my fucking friends gladly. But I've been playing this for 74 days, and I deserve to win. I got to the point, you know what? I made some messy decisions because I wasn't confident in myself. I found that fucking confidence, and I made moves for myself to get here for my own game. So I hope that's enough to show you that I deserve to win because I grew during this game. Y'all watched it. Y'all watched me sit behind Eric, and then y'all watched me take that man out. And I kept taking people out, and I kept doing what was best for my game. So thank you. And I love Macy Love.
Love you, Allison.
All right, Allison. All right, Macy. Thank you both. That now concludes this portion of the finale. And now for the most important part, the jury members are now going to go into the diary room with me and cast their votes for a winner. I don't want any BB Can 1 moments where they're like, wait, nope, I didn't mean that. You are voting for a winner. You'll either choose Allison or Macy to represent Padlock 3 Arcade as our winner. You two can chit-chat in here. I will be back momentarily as I go consult with the jury.
Hi, Macy Love.
What in the world? I just don't really understand.
It really hurts. It really.
I know.
And it's not even fair. It's not even.
It's a game.
I got personal with everybody.
I know what we talked about last night. That's not. I don't know.
You did great. I'm so fucking proud of you.
Dude, Angelica coming in here off the bat, I was like, please, this energy, ma'am, this energy. I know they're all
I felt bad. I was like, if I knew, I'm glad not everybody, I'm glad Angelica's gonna vote for me, but I'm glad not everybody came in here like that, because if they did, I would have felt so bad for taking you, because I would have never fucking done that to you.
Dude,
if that's how we were gonna talk to you.
I just didn't really understand. And then she kind of twisted my words and then didn't even let me finish. And I was like, okay, but I really have no energy left to talk to you, please.
Same thing happened to me with Colin. I don't know what I did at the end that was wrong, and then time was up. So
yeah, it's just kind of
it just sucks,
exhausting. But just feel good about how you have done. I feel fine. I know people have shit on the way that I've said things. I mean,
it's a lot. It's anxiety inducing. Baby, the only reason I did so good is because I read my speech over to myself 10 fucking times.
Yeah.
I spent an hour writing that shit. So, they say it's still live. Oh, so they can see what we're saying about them.
I know. It's not like Angelica was going to vote for me anyways.
Well, maybe Colin will vote for me. Maybe he'll change. I don't even care if he votes for me. I care that he fucking wants to be my friend. So
I don't know. Everything's gonna be fine.
Do you want to play Rock Paper Scissors first while we wait, instead of talking about the people that are voting for one of us?
Jury's gonna be mad that I'm saying this, but I'm glad I got a friend out of it. Oh, sue me.
And the friend is me.
Sue me for saying that.
Macy, can we expose something?
I don't know.
Not the whole thing, just the us thing.
Yeah.
If you are bitter about me and Macy being in love, Macy and I are actually going to get permanent friendship bracelets next month when we meet. So
you're getting soldered on our bodies.
permanently welded.
You know, Jerry's like, why do we have to listen to this shit any longer?
They can mute.
Why do we have to keep listening to this? Dude, people were, I don't know, I just expected people to be a little bit nicer. Like, what's the point?
I don't know. I'm sensitive to begin with. Like,
I'm like, yeah, me too. I really am. That's why I'm trying to just like take it with a grain of salt because
we ate, bitch. We ate. There's no crumbs left. They're starving. That's why there's
people can see like from how I've played the game, like what I've done in my goodbye messages. Like I feel like I gave you the information that you needed to know. I just like I don't know.
Can we play rock, paper, scissors? I don't want to talk about the game right now. I want them to vote, and then one of us win, and then you go out, apparently, after this, instead of staying with me.
I'm going to need to go out after this, Allison.
I'm going to need to drown myself in the tub after this. Can we play rock, paper, scissors?
Ready?
Rock, paper. Okay, ready? Let's say the thing together. Wait, no, let's not play this. Because what if they vote for who wins out of our rock, paper? What if someone is sitting there right now being like, what?
If someone doesn't know, this is your
fine
way to vote. Ready?
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Let me see your thin hands. Okay, again.
Rock, paper. You're going so slow. Hold on. You're going way too slow.
You're going slow. I'm trying to time it with you.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready?
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You're sick. You're a bitch. You threw me off. No.
One vote for Macy.
Vote for the underdog. Me. Loser, rock, paper, scissors.
Not Alex trying to protect us. It's live. It's live.
Well, I didn't show my boobs.
Should we tell the audience, whoever's watching this, who contacted us?
Tell them. Oh my God. Me and Macy.
One of Alex's friends.
Huh?
One of Alex's friends.
During this season, me and Macy both got messages on Facebook from one of Alex's friends. Tell them the rest.
Okay, his name was Mike. And he messaged us like saying just crazy stuff.
He was like, I know that who you're taking to F2. And I was like, how does he know? I don't even know who I'm taking to F2.
And he like messaged us like just really wacko off the wall stuff, like he was a fly on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
What was his last name?
Oxlong.
Mike Oxlong? I can't believe he did that.
I want to meet him. I need one. Oh my God, I think I just almost like made myself throw up from laughing. So from trying to like swallow my
then, what was the girl's name?
What was her first name?
Shit. I don't remember, honestly.
I don't remember either. I'm like, Macy, come on, I don't remember. I know that there's two for Mike. There's Mike Oxlong and Mike Hunt.
Alex, what was the girl's name?
Alex, what was the girl's name, babe?
I always want to say Renee.
It's not Renee. You keep saying Alice and Renee. Like that's Tasha's name, not mine.
Alice sounds right. I just want to give a shout out to Jess right now. Love you, Jess.
I want to give a shout out to Polo and Arir, who are proud Allison stans.
I also want to give a shout out to Big Brother Hometowns, K-Pal, not Mark. That's literally me saying I'm not shouting out Mark. Who else? Everyone. Mitchell, Gray, Josh. I know I'm going to forget.
We're giving shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Julia, Icy, Derek, Rodney.
I shouldn't have started giving shout outs.
Well, my friends are always so.
Now I'm going to forget people who like have been Lee. I can't forget Lee. Oh my gosh.
To everyone who listened to me rehearse my speech today that I tripped over while reading it.
To my Padlock husband, Malcolm.
Oh.
We haven't talked before, but I claimed you as my husband because y'all have the same name. So I wish you had a vote because I would hope that you would vote for me.
I think he's an Allison stan, if I had to guess.
No,
He didn't comment. He said he loves us both or whatever, or that we're both interested to watch.
And Michael, if you're watching this, I like how you didn't say Team Macy on the post.
Michael who?
Not Michael O'Rear. Of course he wouldn't say Team Macy.
I'm talking to Brady?
Michael, no.
Because he angry reacted to it.
Brady said, I have both of these people.
He said, that could have been me.
Erica, shout out to Erica if you're watching this. Lizzie, love you. Marcelo, love you.
My belly hurts. I'm anxious.
I have to pee so bad.
I have to pee too.
This Padlock finale is sponsored by Corona Refresca.
It's sponsored by Solstice Sparkles on Etsy, where you can get these cute vinyl zodiac sign
Aquarius? Are you?
Let's say Aquarius.
Are you obsessed?
Please, we don't want to be copyrighted. Oh, I'm sorry. Oops, it's not sponsored.
I'm totally kidding with that.
Oh, also shout out to Naz. Sorry, Naz.
Should I do the WAP?
I don't know how to do it. Can we do something that I know how to do? Can we? I don't know how to twerk. Can we flash our tits?
Okay. No, we're not gonna do that tonight. Maybe
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Period.
Maybe tomorrow.
OMG, Allison, are your pants? It's a dress, babe.
This is a 2-piece, but you can't really see. But this is. I'm giving myself a veggie right now. I'm trying to show you the bottom of my pants.
And Haley, oh my god, my friends keep messaging me like, still no shout out for me. Fucking. What did you say, Macy? I'm sorry, I was too busy with my friends complaining.
What's new? I also want to give a shout out to Allison. Thank you for keeping me awake on the last leg of my 12-hour drive last night.
I want to give a shout out to Macy for just being a good friend and a good person. Oh no.
Oh no.
Hi guys.
Hi Bubba.
I have all of the votes before we actually get to the reveal. This has been 74 days of awesomeness. It's been twists and turns, and ultimately one of you guys is going to become our first lady winner of Padlock. Thank you guys I want to thank both of you for just playing, giving your guys' heart out. You had different paths to get here, but we're at the same destination. And with that, I'm going to share my screen unless AJ has something to say.
I'll say my own 2 words real quickly. I think I've told everyone this, but I wanted to thank everyone who participated in this season, from 15th place all the way up to now. In the last 74 days, we started this game back in April. We are now almost at July. I know this game is a huge time commitment, and I wanted to thank everyone for giving it their all. P1 and P2 alumni, I'm sorry, I'm saying this right now. This is the best season of Padlock we've ever had. It'll probably be the best one for a hot minute, just because like every single day there was something new. Production was always on the edge of our seats. Every time we did a roundtable at the end of the week, it was completely different than what we thought. And y'all just made like the past 2 months very, very entertaining and like fulfilling for us as well. So we're happy that you'd enjoyed this experience, but we enjoyed it just as much. Just a quick, admin stuff. After we reveal the winner, we are going to do a reunion call on Skype. There will be a reunion chat where we'll all hop on. Brett is going to do some awards. Y'all will see the voting chart, especially for those really intense tie votes, see where those landed. And then y'all will be free for the rest of the night to do whatever you want. You don't have to talk to anyone in Prod ever again if you don't want to, because we bugged y'all. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Again, thank you all for such a fantastic season. And I'm going to pass it back to Alex, who's going to do a really dramatic vote reveal.
All right, I'm going to share my screen. Entire screen, share. Can you guys see this?
You're good, Alex.
All right. So we have Allison, we have Macy, and we have Angelica, Brady, Keisha, Slade, Tasha, Eric, and Colin. These 7 jurors cast their vote for a winner. You want to see your name. We will be going in order. It takes 4 to win. Angelica has voted for Allison. There's a 1 vote for Allison. Brady has cast his vote for Allison. That is 2 votes for Allison. Keisha has cast her vote for Allison. That is 3 votes for Allison. Allison needs 1 more to win. Slade has cast his vote for congratulations, Allison. You have won Padlock 3. The vote was 6-1. Everyone except for Colin voted for Allison. Colin voted for Macy. Congratulations, Allison, on an amazing win. Macy, you did amazing as well. I stopped sharing my screen. Congratulations, Allison.
Congrats to Macy,
Yeah.
too. You did
Congrats,
fucking great.
baby. Congrats,
Thank you.
baby.
So
Congrats, Allison. Congrats,
Thank you
Macy.
so much.
We needed applause.
yes, Allison, congratulations, really well earned. I think on speaking on behalf of all of production, who just left. I think we all were we were rooting for you from day one. We are Alice stans. We really, really saw you blossom as a game player. Very, very social. There are multiple times we were like, no one really wants Allison out. It was super impressive. Definitely a well-deserved win. Macy, you are one of the biggest underdogs we've probably ever had in Padlock history. There were multiple times where we thought you were going, and then we were shocked. I think you being the HOH that took out Polo was probably one of the biggest moves in the entire pre-jury phase. You should be extremely proud of that. We were really, really impressed, and your voting chart is honestly hilarious. So we really think that you deserve to be here just as much. For all of our jury, again, thank you all so much. Y'all made this night really obviously intense, but also really entertaining. We are now going to slowly add you all to the reunion chat where Brett is going to lead all of the amazing awards. We're all going to hang out. Y'all can spill backstage tea. And yep, for all the viewers, thank you all so much for watching and tuning in to this incredible season. After 74 days, we have our winner in Allison. We are going to take a small hiatus, but stay tuned for our Facebook group for more communication on Padlock 4, which I'm very happy to announce will be moving to Discord. So P4 will be on Discord. And yeah, have a great night, everyone.